So recently, there's some more Star Wars controversy that I just kind of want to cover and give my 2 cents on. Well, obviously, when is there not a time when there's Star Wars controversy, to be honest, at this point of time? But the most recent Star Wars controversy is there are rumors that Disney is going to go ahead and recast Luke Skywalker and recast Leia Organa. Now, I do want to give my 2 cents towards this situation because I know this is kind of a sensitive subject to a lot of Star Wars fans. Now, part of me says go ahead and recast them because they are older at this point, and Carrie Fisher, RIP, is unfortunately deceased, and to me it feels weird that we just keep parading a CGI version of Carrie Fisher around. And I understand that this is a very sensitive subject to a lot of people because to me personally, I just feel like we shouldn't be dangling around Leia Organa or, Carrie Fisher's body essentially around as a CGI version. It's weird to me. For Mark Hamill, Luke, it is a bit different because he is still alive, so you can de-age him and just have a CGI version of what he looked like from the past, like they did in the Mandalorian show. I believe that this is very cool just because of the amount of technology that goes into it. I think it's really awesome that we're at this point when it comes to CGI and things along those lines. But to be honest, when it's a character or somebody who played it from the past and they are now deceased, it's a bit weird to me. It's almost like you're just parading around a dead puppet version of them. I don't know if that's just too deep. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but whenever I see Leia, even in Rogue One, it still gave me a bit of a weird feeling. That's just me, how I feel personally. I don't know how other people feel about it. Let me know in the comment section down below. To me personally, as long as they do the recasting right, I believe that Disney should go ahead and recast these characters. I mean, let Mark Hamill retire, let Leia Organa or Carrie Fisher, let her fully rest, and we can move on with Star Wars in the future. But ultimately, I believe that we should just move on to a different era of Star Wars. But if you're going to move on to a different era, you don't do it in the way that Acolyte did it. Acolyte did it in such a horrible way that they completely bastardized current Star Wars lore, and they basically shit all over the legacy of Anakin Skywalker by recreating Osha and May and having them pretty much say that, oh look, these two are better than what Anakin Skywalker are, and that's just not the case. Star Wars should have a fresh new story, a completely different plot, of completely different area, just a whole different era of Star Wars. If you look at things such as The Mandalorian Season 1, it can be done very easily. They can create good Star Wars stories, at least Disney can, and it can feel like something that's not necessarily attached to the current Star Wars or Skywalker legacy. Because to be honest, even though Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett and those characters are part of the Mandalorian story, it still would have standed by itself as a good show. Even if they weren't involved, it would still be a great show with just Mandalorian and Grogu traveling the galaxy. I mean, honestly, even if you were to take the Grogu part out of it, it would still be a good show. Maybe not as popular because people love Grogu so much, but it would still be a good show. Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2 would be. But anyway, that's just my thoughts towards this situation. I do believe that Luke and Leia should be recast totally, but if you want to avoid a whole recasting and just leave it cemented as a legacy, then go ahead and move on to another issue or era of Star Wars. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts towards this situation? Would you guys like to see a Leia or Luke recast? Do you guys not want to see a Leia or Luke recast? Or would you guys just want to move on to a completely different era of Star Wars? And if you want a completely different new era of Star Wars, what era would you like to go to? Would you like to see an Old Republic era, or would you like to see something completely new, completely just fresh, something that we have no idea about, something we can all dive into together? Let me know in the comment section down below. May the Force be with you guys, and as always, have a great rest of your day.